So I remember on the start line, everyone just cheering. It was so loud, especially for like every nation, every home nation was getting a really big cheer, which was pretty cool.
Eilish looks incredibly relaxed because she is so tall. She has got such incredibly long levers.
And then I remember on the first couple of laps thinking, wow, this is loud, like this stadium's loud. And the 10K, obviously I'm very aware it goes on for a long time. So I was thinking, we're gonna be running for like 30 minutes, like they'll get a bit bored and it'll quieten down. And that just didn't happen. Like the noise just kept getting louder and louder and louder as the race went on, which was incredible. I think people just got excited seeing someone Scottish at the front. It's very unusual in a 10K as well. Historically, it's always, I think every single Games for a long, long time has always been top 3 Kenyans. So to have a Scottish athlete at the front of the field and pushing on the pace, I think was exciting for the crowd to get behind, especially a home nation. At this point, I remember going through halfway and thinking, uh-oh, maybe I've gone a little bit too hard. Have I pressed the gas a bit too soon? But again, the noise was just insane. Every lap, it just kept going and going and going. And then going into the final 600, I was like, still here, like I've won a medal. I remember at one point thinking, we'd whittled it down to like 3 of us, and I was like, I've won a medal. Like, don't care what colour it is, like I've won a medal. And then going into this last lap, we went from, I don't care what colour it is, to like, I'm winning gold. It was a really weird like mindset switch, which is quite unusual for me because I'm not like aggressive like that when I run. And I think everyone expected me to get caught in that last lap and someone come flying past. But I was so determined, having done all the work, I was like, I'm winning this. Like I'm bringing home gold for Scotland. I'm gonna do it. The final 150 here now is insane. Like I cannot explain to you the noise that the crowd, it was just a blur. Like it felt like I was moving through like space or something. It was just a very weird feeling. I had like vibrations all going down my arms, which I've never had before. But I think it was just like the noise of everybody cheering on and the excitement. And then, yeah, I finally broke away that last little bit. But at that point, even at like 200 to go, I just thought, I've won it. Like I'm not letting this go at this point. And I was like, this is mine. This 10,000 meter gold is mine. Obviously, I was over the moon to win. And then the first person I heard was actually my good friend Jenny Selman, who'd made the team. Like we'd grew up together, training together as kids. She had made the team over the 800. And I heard her just screaming out of all the people in the crowd. It was her voice I picked out. And then when I looked at her, my mum was there. And yeah, I just burst out crying. I was meant to do like media interviews. I just jumped over the barriers and like ran over and hugged my mum. And then obviously hugged Jenny. And it was just a really special memory, like knowing that they were there in the stands to watch that moment. Because it's very rare that I have like my mum, one of my good friends, but my partner, Michael, my dad, my stepmom, like they were all there in the stand that evening. And out of how many thousand people were there that evening, I still managed to pick them all out, which is just utterly bizarre. They weren't in the front row. My dad was a couple of rows back, and yet I picked out his face out of all of those thousands of people, which for me is like, yeah, what made that championship and that games incredibly special for me. I think having family and friends there to experience that moment in sport is something that I remember for, yeah, a very, very long time.